Angry family. Running behind the back as surely as possible. But most probably a little scared. It's the sound of his tears. He is also the master of the gypsies. A deep understanding. Myths like knitting exercises. You also believe in SAO. Cultivating the body with knitting medicine is against God's will. The more you practice, the higher the return. Wanting to improve power is only harmful to yourself. God's people hear this word and bite their lips. I can't help but scream and shout. If you say that, you are fooling the old man. The strongest hand in the world wants to stop. Why don't talk anymore? The silkworm has been strangled by him. Most likely, I don't even notice. He shook his hand and laughed. Ha ha ha, cheated on you. The old man thought. You look like the idiots you've seen before. He wanted to steal the law from Lao Tzu, dreaming in the daytime. 1,000 times I can't believe it. His way is heaven. Was a character who used to dance. And now a little boy squeezed his nose unclean. Just face and scold. This is really humiliating. Even if you can't get the law today, he will also kill this boy. And then his eyes dropped. I will shout out loud to you. You must have given me your life. According to the scream, he hurried to destroy the earth. Two people at the same time are trapped. Strictly afraid, he is hiding behind the most evil. But most probably they are not afraid. Calm your mouth and stand there. It's just in the blink of an eye, the temple suddenly cried out bitterly, echoing through the clouds. Now on his forehead, suddenly a red blood seal appeared. Power in attorney. Hit out, also the hole dissipated. On the contrary, he fell with his head on the ground. There is no end to the flow of fresh blood. See this scene. He looked in awe at the most cruel of words. So the manager has succeeded. Most likely a small nod. Laughing for an hour is a serious thing. The biggest credit in this is yours. The butler will record it for you. The word just ended. He laughed excitedly for an hour. That's good, ha ha ha. He said. He looked at the man lying on the ground without ridicule. It's also worth it today. Who said he was pretending to be me? He doesn't know at all. In front of the worst. It will cost a lot. Shocking tears hugging his head, rolling on the ground, 7 bleeding tips. Looking at him right now is disgusting. He really doesn't understand. He was so careful that he won. I look at the surest side. He spoke up asking, what is this old man doing? What did you do, old man? The two most likely looked at each other. Laugh out loud. Probably the most unstoppable, 2 knitting capsules in hand. Laughing coldly, ha ha ha. Surely in your heart you already understand. Maybe he's as good as you. I don't even know why. It's called never taking things from strangers. God's blessings are upon us. I can't believe it's that knitting pill. It can't be just a small 3-piece knitting. Even if it was poison. The old man's power can also suppress it. Besides, didn't you both drink? Most likely. I'm laughing. I'm right. It's true that we both drank. But I'm sorry. This medicine is really no problem. It's not just not poison. It also has a health-promoting effect. As I said, I am most likely to leave the lake again. Take out blood from the inside. Put it in front of you. What's really messing with the body? You're this kid. This is the monster I trained raw. Its name is silkworm blood. Once it's in your body, it's controlling your blood vessels. He and I are spiritually connected. It will make you want to live. Not wanting to die. Even if you're the master of magic. There's no way out. From the beginning the tares felt. There's something strange about this insect. But he didn't expect it. It can make people fall into the trap. Life is not equal to death. The power is so strong. I can't help but have a panic attack. Prayer or shaking your head is impossible. Before you practiced knitting. All the medicine and the body of that glacier. The old man used the original god to skim through it. I didn't detect anything unusual at all. Even the only silkworm blood. He was also killed by the old man. Or maybe this insect. Not burned to death during the process of knitting. Sao. The most likely is to laugh, I said. Haha, of course I know this. If not, then why do we propose to find the lake? This silkworm blood that lives in Han Dam. The most striking feature of the lake glacial chain is its blood as cold as ice. So I told him to feed this silkworm blood to the ice. It's not because you want to directly introduce silkworm blood into the medicine. It's about giving silkworms a favorable environment and start laying eggs. So even though you killed the silkworm's blood, there is blood in the blood of the lake. His words ended severely, and he suddenly woke up. He now finally understands the excitement. It turns out that's it. The original god of Gao Gui Shen illuminated the scene. It can only detect air, ordinary life. But before the silkworm eggs hatch, it's not yet considered a complete being. So the tares of heaven, there will be no way to find out. The butler is smarter than you. Think full circle. Even adept hitchhikers like the tares of heaven. Also lost in your hands. Submissive. But God's grace did not satisfy him. It's been floating around for years. Careful thinking like that. He lost in the hands of a young man. Like the worst. He's not yelling right. If so, how can you make the eggs hatch into silkworm blood within a short period of time? Most likely, he laughed for an hour. About this, it's thanks to the power of the Kier knitting stones. Actually, I've already said that. When I was a knitter, I used yin and yang to fire. It's because we're afraid to use fire. Will cause the silkworm to be damaged. So we use fire to ensure that the lead is tested in cold environments. Into the knit. Then you must have felt it too. This knit switches between yin and yang, right? When it's like spring, when it's like cold to the bone. Actually, it's simulating the 4 seasons of the year. So for him it's just 3 short hours. But for silkworm blood, it's been 10 years. And that knit also helps speed up the bleeding. Your blood, That increases the rate at which the blood matures. Reach in the body. So the dawn just now. It's not a cross stitch. It's spring yang dawn that promotes blood circulation. Help improve the efficiency of cultivation. Listen to this sutra, finally understand. The person in front of this, from the very beginning, designed a trap, waiting for him to jump in. I can't believe a lifetime. Today, he's been targeted so much. All of them are blinded by desire if they are not greedy at first. He probably wouldn't have come to this end. Most likely, I understand his thoughts. Smiling and laughing, ha ha ha. Do you feel greedy yourself? That's why I got into this. Number. It is wrong to be greedy. If you are not greedy, you can be better than others. But greed is deep. Don't even dream of taking a shortcut. It's a pill that can make people stronger. Take a moment to know. A little bit of knowing it's impossible. If there really is such a thing, the price you will have to pay will be enormous. End words. Suddenly in his hand appeared a jewel throne. In front of the cold tears. I've told you before. We have the law. This is an intermediate class magic tool. Power of the people. After training, will not be inferior to the high-class magic. Definitely stronger than the Emperor. At the same time, I will give you 3 sets of martial arts. If you will follow me to join the lost family, then take it. And later he was the elder of my lost family. Or you can leave. Back to the king. Continue to be a guest of his. We will not stop. 217 7 families gathered. God's people look at the treasure in front of them. For a while. Then still decided to take the jewel, carefully said. Let's check if it's real. It's best not to give it to him. The law is not comprehensive like the Emperor. He put the original God in the treasure. Look at the output inside. Suddenly, his eyes screamed. Not how. In these 3 martial arts, there's also a fantastic martial art. These 3 things have never appeared in space. What a place to be lost after all. It can be taken at random. I also learned this precious martial art. Most likely I saw his expression. With a smile, his decision was. Shocking terrors heard this word. Hurry up and laugh, can you? Ha ha, little boy. You took the law out early. The old man has followed you for a long time. What's the point of doing superfluous things like that? Ha ha. His word just ended. The worst of the world despises Bao Lip Oso Sao. If we take this technique out first, you're not going to kill a man. Then bring my head back to the world. The celestial prayer rolled its eyes, laughing, except in my heart I can't help but feel. This man is as deceitful as the rumor. I can't hide anything from him. How could he kill the 4-year-old? But still free to be like this. He's really talented. The depth of his family is unfathomable. They deserve him to follow. Right now, most likely the world has come before the terrors of heaven. Hands want to get him up. He looked at his hands for a moment. Put your hands in. He laughed and said, please teach me more. Glue him up. On the one hand, I am most likely delighted to have the master. Rarely shows a gentle smile. Welcome to the strangers. Lee Elder. This is the most likely way to get a surprise. On this journey back to the lost, we have a God Elder. Show a scene of barricades. With him and seriously lost, it will soon be possible to become a great family. It's a mountain range thousands of miles long. The four sides of the sky. Looking down from above, you can see a long head in a stone pillar below. This is the land of the Emperor. The top 7 countries. This time in front of the city. 3 fake old men are standing here waiting for the reception. A moment later, other people led by Long Dat Phi slowly come. It makes a serious old sound now. Looking forward to Long Dat Phi, Long main hosts come to play. They can't be welcomed from a distance. Forgiveness, forgiveness. BA people looking for Long the look in front of ceremony bow. Dare not dare. How dare you bother? The Lord himself received it. Waiting for Long Mo in front of the city gate, I have a lot of respect for Long's face. It's not wrong to welcome 7 families this time. Is the god of impermanent death. Enough to see. The Lord is really concerned about this time. Unusual take a few steps forward. Smiling, he said that he was the chief steward of the Emperor. Of course, logically, we have to do that. Right now, the people of the dragon also slowly appeared. Come to the front of the impermanent greeting. Then he glanced back at Long Dat Fei. Since we said goodbye to the Empire last time, this is the 2nd time we've met. Long can't hear this word. Cold for an hour. Haha, yes, the world is impermanent. After goodbye in the capital, your potential is still your potential. But you Min Cup, it's not the same old cup anymore. This word just came out. 3 people gritted their teeth in anger. This is obviously laughing at them. You Min Cups excessively damaged to great elders. Demon 7 has been killed. Then 5 elders with 1 arm removed. The war is not the same as before. You penalize angry face paint. The whole body emits an aggressive atmosphere saying Long Dat Phi. Is the cup still the cup of old or not? Try to know right away. I heard him threaten me with a cold voice. The owners are afraid of you. End the words in your eyes. Let out your own atmosphere. The atmosphere of the 2 great masters of heaven and the peak of the wind, continuously emitting. It makes people a little bit stagnant. Even in the royal court, the number of elders can oppress too. It only comes on the fingers. Right now, impermanent leaders don't let them mess up. Coldly speaking too. This place is the Emperor. The idea of impermanent leadership is that this place is the Imperial Gate. It's not a place for them to mess up. Resolve personal grievances. There is something important here today. No matter what, he won't let anything go wrong. The 2 of you heard this in fear. He seemed to understand what he meant and immediately returned to the air. Hastily bowed his head to plead guilty. I ask for your forgiveness. I see they're not messing around anymore. Unusually pleased to nod. I dare to speak softly. But this place is the land of King Mantu. You are our guest again. If you to fight here, it's going to be awkward. If you two want to settle your personal grievances, then we can go somewhere else to solve it. Your boss won't ask much. Now there's a loud laugh in the back. 3 people suddenly appeared. Haha, this place is really bustling. How have the owners been lately? The person who came was the person of the pharmacy, led by the emperor. Yu and Sun's eyes slightly tipped towards the visitor, smiling for an hour. Best monk training in electricity. I've just been killed. You're still having so much fun. Smiling with a loud smile, haha. Master, don't let my stomach out. Pharmacy electric. We don't fight all day like you. Monk training 7 products. Like seriously, we have a lot. Even though Sao is the next king of medicine, it's still in our power. The strongest monk in heaven. It will still come from our kingdom of medicine. In short, we don't lack monastic training. Take a look at the prince. Yu Wansun despised Bulip. A place that's pointless. The black man next to me laughed coldly. Is the owner too optimistic? I heard before I died. The skill of the king of medicine. Lost to that mortal. That, the first heaven to train monks, still comes from medicine. You guys. I guess I haven't seen it yet. Listen to here. Inadvertently, the police are no longer satisfied. My cold eyes came up to me. If that person is dead, why? You're dead. You can't compete for the first heaven. With our medicine, right? And this word just ended. There's an amazing sound again. What is certain? Where is that villain? And then 3 people immediately appeared. Looking at the impermanent leader said, the Lord has not yet dealt with that mortal. Unusually you look at people coming in the heart of a stupid curse. They are not afraid of others knowing. BA houses are silently linking, but keep talking so loudly. And then he coughed Khan's mouth for an hour. Casually say, don't worry, boss. This time calling people here is to negotiate. See as Sao to deal with. The story of that villain. The old man saw something suspicious. Then he turned to the man who had just come to inspect Lamb like a wind. According to what you say, looks like it's already started. It's like the wind nodding its head. Not hesitating to say, of course that boy. Dare to kill people, under 6 elders of Hentai Lamb. How can we let him live? This time, we've sent to celestial masters of 5 or more. But he hasn't finished yet. The impermanent leader loudly interrupted the owner of Lamb. Name of the devil. Hentai Lamb, it's not okay for you to act on your own. We have to wait for the 7 families to meet. It's better to act together, right? The wind wants to say something. But look at the fierce face of impermanence. Wake up and shut up. When you get up and look at the 2 of them, you understand. Let's see if the king has started to act before. And even more, they're driving the other potential out. Then there's trouble. If the emperor had a plan to unify the 7 families, surely other potential Long will rank first in eliminated. Now he only has a sure hope. Most importantly, nothing happens. He is still waiting for you to help him. It's definitely not going to happen. 218 of the United States Army. Suddenly, right now, there's a small laugh. Haha, it's been a long time since I've been this busy. The last time we were together was 100 years ago. According to the voice, the three people of the sword servant slowly appeared. The old man in the back is the 8 swords. The leader is the captain of the sword. Follow me to the next. He glanced at Long 9, and the two of them nodded. I saw people laughing for 2 hours. The most powerful master sword breaking frame. I have admired him for a long time. He was praised by the people. Not arrogant either. He glanced at Long and understood the meaning of laughing. Long find the owners. Find Long Phi Thien. I have admired the Lord for a long time. Meeting today is the 3rd part of my life. Dare to laugh, dare you? The Lord often looks at this scene. It's like a little speculation. Unconsciously frown. But very quickly disappeared calm. Turn towards people talking about it. The 7-year-old has gathered enough. CHOA dance long. He was just beaten up by that evil man. Maybe I don't have time to come here. Then we are. And he hasn't finished yet. A low female voice suddenly echoed. Who says we don't have time for a long dance? Withdraw words. I saw the 3 bodies softly landing. Lift your feet towards everyone. The frontrunner dressed in purple. In the hand of a staff is the legendary character of Ho Long Dance. Bitcoin Department. When people saw this person, they were amazed. And this old lady is still alive. I can't believe you immediately shouted. Impossible, are you not dead? The army laughed coldly for an hour. Gritted my teeth. Strictly hegemonic. Of course you wish my father was dead. But unfortunately we're not only alive. The body is stronger than before. Maybe soon you'll be able to break through the magic. Until then, the care of the pharmacy over the years. I will definitely pay enough. The face is immediately unsightly. I can't help but shake. The army is known as the dare to say dare to do. She was able to recover today. Sure pharmacy remedy. There will be a lot of trouble in the future. Bring it all into the eyes of the impermanent. The face calmed down. Towards the Bitcoin Department, he congratulated the long-term owner on his return to health. Once again the long dance manager. The army saw that and hurriedly bowed respectfully. There is a guest priest. Before now, the position of Ho Long Dance Master is taken by the tendency to become. But the competition between the houses is about to begin. Dear, let her go to the retreat first. After all, the old man is just a servant. People often hear this word. Smiling sincerely said, the owner is too modest. Who doesn't know in the long dance? He was only the first in 15 years. But actually the status, it is no different than the owner. If there is no long-term owner, it's a long dance that lasts until now. Especially when the owner has lived 3 lives. Total long master consistently, but very modest. No matter the fame. That's really admirable. The thing today is the 7 family gathering day. Please respect the owner for a long time. You can set aside the previous day's grudges. Number. He laughed coldly for an hour. He glanced at the official saying haha. Why can't the old man respect the leader's face? I just don't know if that AI respects your face or not. He bit his lips and hugged his right to speak. If the Lord appeared. Of course, being serious won't cause trouble in the realm of the Emperor. I can't help laughing for an hour. The Lord looks at everyone a little, slowly reaching out his hand. Haha, that's good. Please follow me. My hosts have been waiting for you for a long time. He said he went ahead. Lead the way, strictly follow the rear. Passing by, the army was angry and cold. The military is not afraid either. He rolled his eyes and walked in with the two old masters. It's just the time to go through the potentials and get a servant. Three people looked at each other. I understand the meaning of smiling. Very fast, 6 generations were put into a large hall. There's about 7 round tables. There are only 7 seats. Everyone who sees this is instantly disgusted. The position of the elders in the family is very noble. Even the owner must be treated according to the rules. I can't believe you're being treated like this here. Not even a seat. Look at their minds. But the impermanent recipient pretends not to see. Laughing at a voice. Please come to your seats before I invite you. He stopped talking and immediately turned around. Leave the people of the world to find their seats. Take your feet off. The king seemed to see the king's plan. Don't go to the round table. Find a seat down. The two of them are a little awkward. The body is the owner. They deserve them. Must protect the sanctuary for the elders of the family. The best way, maybe the emperor wants to bring more chairs. But the seating arrangements today are a little odd. Make everyone